so Language B students, get out your language books and open them to page 287. And you'll see that this whole page was about diagramming. My heart just breaks. I know you guys are jumping up and down, but my heart just breaks that we can't do these diagrams. But we can go through and still mark our sentences and find everything that we normally would be diagramming, okay? All right, so look at think A. We are going to underline our verb once, our subject twice. We are going to circle any adjectives. We are going to box any adverbs, and then we're going to write PN, DO, or PA above any of our complements, okay? So little Joe scrubbed his dirty face. Who or what is our verb? Scrubbed. Who or what scrubbed? Little Joe. Little Joe. Oh, wait a minute. We're not doing think A because that's on your interactive worksheet. I'm sorry. I read my LW and highlight as video instead of worksheet. But we'll go ahead and finish the first one. Little Joe scrubbed his dirty face. So scrubbed is our verb. Who or what scrubbed little Joe? Little Joe scrubbed whom or what. Face is our direct object because scrubbed is an action verb. And whose face? His face. And what kind of face? Dirty face. His and dirty are both adjectives. Now on your worksheet today, you are not going to be finding adjectives and adverbs as well. I can only make so many boxes for each sentence. So on your worksheet, you will be doing, read your directions carefully, because just like yesterday, I have made up so many worksheets. I think it's 5 boxes. I think your first box, read your directions. Don't hold me to what I'm saying. I think your first box is the preposition phrase or the word none, then your subject, then your verb, and then you will type what kind of verb, action verb or being verb, and then your complement, if there is one, and then you'll write what the complement is, whether it's predicate nominative, predicate adjective, or direct object, PN, PA, DO. And then if there is an indirect object, you'll either write the indirect object or none in the box. I think that's what the directions are. But let's go ahead and look at thing C. You know what, guys? I am really confusing myself. I don't think oh, I'm reading this wrong. I'm sorry, I can't read my highlighted stuff today. That was your worksheet for, I'm on Friday videoing. So this is your that was your worksheet for today, what we just talked about little Joe. So look at think C. This is what we're doing today for our class video. I'm sorry guys, I got up and tried to get videos finished and only had 1 cup of coffee, so bear with me. All right, so let's look at think C. So we're going to just diagram, or we're going to figure out what every word in the sentence is basically, okay? So Robert Frost was a prize-winning American poet. So was is a verb, underline it twice. Not only is it a verb, it is what kind of a verb? A linking verb. It should be blinking at you. Put LV above that was. Who or what was Robert Frost? That is our subject. So Robert Frost was who or what? Poet. So poet is our complement. Is poet renaming Robert Frost, or is it describing Robert Frost? Does it make sense to say Robert Frost was a very poet? No. So it's not a predicate adjective, but it is a predicate nominative. So write PN above it. And what kind of poet was he? A prize-winning American. Those are all adjectives that are describing what kind of poet he was. Okay? Which apostle was a tent maker? Our verb is was. That's all it can ever be. It's on our verb list. It's blinking at us as a matter of fact. Underline it twice. Who or what was? Apostle. And that is our subject. Apostle was who or what? Tent maker. So since our verb is blinking at us and it is a linking verb, we have to figure out, is there a word in the predicate? Is our complement in the predicate modifying our subject or describing our subject? So, apostle was a very tent maker. Does it make sense? No. So it would not be a predicate adjective. Remember, we can put very in front of the predicate adjective. So tent maker and apostle is the same thing. So it is a predicate nominative. Put PN above it. God loveth a cheerful giver. Loveth is our verb. Underline it twice. What kind of verb? Can you stand up and love? Sure. So it is an action verb. AV above it. Who or what loveth? God. And God loveth whom or what? Giver. We have an action verb. Our complement is a direct object. What kind of giver does God love? A cheerful giver. So cheerful is our adjective that is modifying our direct object. Number 4, Thomas Jefferson was the 3rd president of the United States. I see a prepositional phrase. Put it in parentheses. What is it? Of the United States. We will not use any words out of those parentheses. Was is our verb. It should be blinking at us. We need to check to see if there is a word in the predicate that is modifying our subject. Who or what was Thomas Jefferson? That is our subject. Thomas Jefferson was who or what? President. So president is our complement. It's following a linking verb, and it is renaming our subject. It makes no sense to say very president, so it cannot be a predicate adjective. It's renaming our subject, so it is a predicate nominative. PN above it. The Father sent us his only Son. So sent would be our verb. Can you stand up and send? Absolutely. So it's an action verb. Put AV above it. Who or what sent? Father. Father sent whom or what? Son. So sent is an action verb, so son has to be a direct object. Father sent Son to whom or for whom? Us. So us is the indirect object. And then whose son? His son. His is an adjective. And what kind of son or which son? His only son. So only is also an adjective. His and only modify our direct object son. Reputation is precious. Character is priceless. So we have a compound subject joined by a semicolon here, or a compound sentence joined by a semicolon. So in our first sentence, is our linking verb. It is blinking at us. Who or what is reputation. Reputation is who or what? Precious. Can we put very in front of that and it makes sense? Very precious? Sure. So that makes precious a predicate adjective modifying our subject reputation. The second part of that compound sentence, character is priceless. So is our linking verb. It's blinking at us. Who or what is character? Character is who or what? Priceless. Does it make sense to say character is very priceless? It makes sense. So priceless is modifying our subject character, so that makes it a predicate adjective. Benjamin Franklin made the first bifocals. So made is our verb. It is an action verb, AV above it. Who or what made Benjamin Franklin? Benjamin Franklin made who or what? Bifocals. So bifocals is a direct object because it's coming after an action verb. And what kind of bifocals? The first. The and first are adjectives modifying our direct object. Okay? So we are going to stop there, and you may go ahead and you'll complete your language exercise by completing page 288 on your interactive worksheet, okay? That's a fun little Paul Bunyan story. You know, those are always interesting stories, all right?